I was in a waiting room and I met this old guy. He was a priest and he just started talking to me. And I felt this kindred spirit with him. And he started telling me about the deathbed confessions that people had made to him, about the admissions, the confessions of things that they had done wrong, the regrets that they had. But also, the thing that really fascinated me was that he was telling me about the insights that people gave him while they were on their deathbed. And I think they were able to give these insights all of a sudden to him at the end of their life, perhaps because they had nothing to lose, because they'd been playing this game in the society and the community with their family and friends that was not fully aligned with their spiritual nature. And now that they were, in this place where they were looking to leave, and of course, everyone has their own comfort level with leaving and dealing with some fears and maybe unresolved issues that they may be leaving behind and trying to work that out. But the point is that in this state of knowing that you're leaving this life, and you have a priest here that is obviously, he was an open-hearted, um, caring person. So these people were sharing their insights. And, I think he found that, very delightful. And I think he felt honored to be trusted with that information. And I suspect that in some cases, people were making confessions that probably, gave him some insight into the community, and some of the relationships became to be more clear to him as he, kind of tapped into this, I guess you could say, this vein of truth that only a few people tap into, because there's only a few of us that have had a chance to be with people in their dying moments and be there for them, to listen and extend our hand to them as they pass. So there's some clarity that comes from that. And for me, as someone that's tried to deal with some trauma, and also, I'll just have to say, sometimes there's more of a sense of truth at a funeral than there may be at a wedding. And that sounds very antisocial to say, but it feels very right to at least acknowledge that at that funeral, although there may be various opinions about the person who's passing and the life that they led, there is a finality that is in the room there that is undeniably unitizing. It's kind of like seeing, Donald Trump be nearly assassinated the other day recently, and that, for better or for worse, was a unifying thing because of our humanity. We do hold our public officials, even if we don't have any. Well, let me just say, if we don't like somebody, but they're shot, maybe that is a comforting thing for some of us. But by and large, for the the human in us does not like that. And we do want to feel safe and secure. And although we may not like somebody, Yeah, we may want them to die, but we may say that. But when it comes down to the reality of that, we do hold life to be precious. And that's shocking for us to encounter the reality of that. So, having regrets at the end of your life over things that you could have done differently or you missed out on is not an uncommon theme. But the beauty and the power of being touched, as many of us have who are dealing with childhood trauma, complex PTSD, is that during our life, we've been broken and we're putting ourselves back together again, and we're having a chance to see, and many of us are in a way forced into a research project or a discovery of what is real and what is truthful and what is most meaningful for us as we put ourselves back together again and we choose those friends, we choose the circumstances that we find supportive to reconstruct our life. So that shock of that assassination of Donald Trump is just an insight as to what it's like to be shaken and to experience something close to death and then to come back, and it can totally rearrange everything and help you. Actually, it can be of great benefit to setting better priorities for you about what's really important, so that at the end of your life, you're feeling much more like the things that you came here to experience and perhaps resolve. You feel more full, you feel more enriched, and you feel more connected and more at peace. So I hope that this gives you some insight as to some of the gifts for some of the hard times that you may have encountered as a result of being a victim of trauma or being a victim of early childhood neglect and abuse, or of just being a very sensitive person who cares and empathizes for others and wonders how safe it is to be out in the world. And I hope that you can take this message and it gives you the strength to do your own research, to build a better sphere of influence around you, to get stronger inside, to get a clearer picture on your own inner life so that you can use it to enrich yours and hopefully to bless other people that you encounter in your life. I'm Mark Roach. All the best.